Good day, everyone. Um, I am Okaka, and you're welcome to the Talk Podcast. Today we have a very important topic I want to talk about. Yes, and it's very controversial. So it's on money, miracle, and manipulation in Nigerian churches. So I have my co-host here.
Yeah, DKM. Well done, guys.
Yeah. So, like we all know, Nigerian churches, we know how this has been going on since our colonial masters has brought religion into Nigeria, especially in Africa. Like before then, we operated on traditional religion, right?
Yes.
Traditional religion, and during those times, it wasn't centered on money. It wasn't centered on miracles. It wasn't centered on manipulations. Because back then, everything, during our traditional era, you have to go to work, you work.
I might beg to disagree there. The whole concept of religion is based off of money and miracle. Even the olden days, the traditional religion you're talking about. Then there was no cash now. It was straight by barter. You have to offer something to the gods.
Yes.
You have to make an offering. And that's going to cost you something.
But it wasn't the way it is now.
These days is much different from before. But what I'm just trying to say is, at the end of the day, it is it's evolving.
So you're trying to say it's still the same thing?
Yes, it's just evolving. It's just getting worse. You get, like, one thing I noticed is the whole concept of religion. The religion as a concept is just mainly a tool. For me, in my own opinion, is mainly a tool to control, exploit, and there is this other word I am looking for after control and exploit. Is to keep people in check.
Okay.
Understand?
Moral values.
Yeah, exactly. Because take for instance, we have laws of the land, normal laws, and even with those laws, there are people still breaking the laws. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, imagine there is no religion. I feel like the religion has to be there. There are people that are not they are not scared of the law per se. They're just scared of what God will think. I'm not this because it is not good. Okay, like for instance, there are some suicide bombers that they think it's okay to kill.
Okay.
But then it is not okay to have sex before marriage. It's not okay for women to show off their bodies. So, Muslims, there are certain Muslims that believe that some things are haram and some things are not. You understand? So I feel like this religion is just there so that the society is going to be in check at the end of the day. Morality.
Now let me drive this thing. Let me drive this towards this way. In the contemporary churches now in Nigeria, I won't call names. Picture one churches, a top church in Nigeria. Look at their founding, look at their overseer, their general overseer. These guys, they have private jets all over. They have mansions. They have built schools that the termly fees of these sessions are in billions and in thousands. But still, their members, when they come out to preach, they always tell their members that God, they always preach or portray to their members that they have to wait on God. They don't drive productivity within their members.
You know what I think? I think, especially in Africa, we are too religious in this continent because we believe that we should leave everything to the hands of God. And that is why we are being exploited. okay, now you see some churches and they are preaching salvation, yes, but then they are trying to make you understand that you are nothing without God, and by so doing, you are now boxed in a certain ideology that, oh, I cannot do certain things because my God does not like it, or because my God does not want this to happen. Okay, for instance, you might see someone that, he or she wants to do something, or say they want to go for a job interview. Yeah, and maybe one or two things happen along the line, and they're like, oh, maybe my God doesn't want me to get this job. And at the end of the day, you're hungry. You know they eat.
That's why I said religion has done it has done more harm than good.
It has done more. I see.
It has done in Africa. It has done more.
There are certain people I won't take serious. If you are telling me that religion is not good, and then you turn around to say, oh, Christianity, when it's tradition, like you are supporting traditional practices over Christianity. If you are going to be against one, you have to be against all, because at the end of the day, all the religions, they are supporting higher beings that they have not seen. Both the traditionalists, you not get who will go tell me now say you don't see Amadeo before.
Definitely.
Or you don't see Shango before.
Yes.
It is not possible.
There is no proof.
There is no proof that you have actually seen this God face to face.
There is no proof.
Now, I feel like if I am against I'm not against people that believe in whatever they believe in. You understand? I feel like if that keeps you going, it's good. Good for you. You understand? But what I don't believe, what I don't accept as a person is people that now have this huge congregation, this huge following, because you know there's something called influence. You influence people and they act on that influence.
Exactly.
Now, there are certain Jehovah's Witness people that they don't allow doctors to transfuse blood to their children that are dying. Simply because it's against their faith. And now this is the damage that this thing have done to us as individuals. Because now you believe, oh, this blood is unclean, it cannot go into your son, but this is going to save your son's life or your daughter's life.
They will still refuse.
You are still refusing it. You understand? So now there was this girl on TikTok, Emma Cook. I don't know if I'm getting her name correctly. Mm-hmm. So she posted something about one disease she has. I think it's a genetic disease or something. Then I went to the comment section and I was so disappointed at one particular comment. She was like, "Oh, come to NSPPD. Have you seen her? They call her NSPPD.
Yes.
Say she come there. NSPPD. Say she come there. Say she could get her healing." And I'm like, "What do you mean by that? Someone has a genetic disease, or someone that is having an autoimmune disease.
You're supposed to be in the hospital.
That we know that these things are." It can hardly be managed instead of being cured.
But at least with medical.
But then with medical care, you can at least manage it
to a certain
You understand? Now you're saying you should come to NSPPD. To do what? What's going on there? How is she? I don't understand.
Now, when it comes to religion in connection with money, miracles and manipulation, like in miracles, most of these churches, you see them come out with miracles. I believe, no, not me, I believe.
But there's no such thing as that.
They are all staged miracles. That's what I call it. They are all staged.
See, there is no such thing as you are coming out and you are telling me, oh, this man was not working for 2 years, and when I prayed for him, he started working.
No. Or he died and you raised him back to...
That one, there's people that rest they talk that kind of... See,
people they talk about now.
Yeah, yes, and that's because we all have freedom of speech.
They talk about now.
That's the reason why people can say things like that. Because how are you telling me someone died and there was no medical intervention?
No medical, nothing.
You just went there, you spoke, and all of a sudden his heart just came back to life. His heart started beating again.
No.
What's the science behind him coming back? You are even scared for what happened.
Exactly.
You know, even if you say, I just thought the heart just had a beat. What happened?
If you can remember vividly, I think 3 months ago, a very dark man in Abuja, he went to all these centers for disabled people and the rest.
Yeah.
And he brought them out. And he called out one certain pastor.
Yes.
I don't know if you can remember. And he told him, come out. You said your miracle water and the stuff of them. You said they can heal and do it. Look at all these men have brought out. Come, bring it. They need it here. Bring it here. Let us use it. Do you know that still today, he hasn't shown his face.
And this is why I never take anybody performing miracles seriously.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I, for one, if I am very certain that I can perform miracles and heal people, there are places for that. You are telling me, oh, now only for my church that they perform the miracle. So God now only for that church that they do that miracle for you. There are people that need this miracle more than people. If you can walk to the church by yourself, there are people that can even walk to that church. People are bedridden. They are dying. But then a person will say, you just get small headache for side of my head. Now you cure.
Do you know that you can even take some of those people to the church? They won't, because they select. They know what they are doing. They know what they are doing.
Because are you trying to tell me, okay, say in over 100,000 people that came for the program, they made 5 people walk, made two blind people see, this and that. What about the rest? I don't know what the miracle, or is the miracle now selective? Do you know one thing I don't like about certain Christians is that when you ask these questions, they say, "Oh, God have mercy on whom He wants to have mercy." Why am I undeserving of the mercy?
You see it.
Why is my case different? Okay, now I came. I see that. Oh, you not fed the waka before, but not the waka.
Not the waka now.
Do you know the worst thing about this whole miracle thing is there is nobody that actually have this first-hand experience of, oh, this person not fed the waka before, and they pray for her. Immediately pray for her, start the waka. Most times, after the prayer, they'll say, oh, go, you are healed. They might go home, after some time, they start recovering. Bro, that's just recovery. You are responding to treatment. Because at the end of the day, after the miracle, you see the hospital.
Yeah, man. You still go for checkup and other things.
And this guy, they're lucky I'm not a doctor. If I was a doctor, some people now, after operation, after a serious sickness, they'll be like, oh, thank God. What about what I did? I just saved your life. I literally saved your life.
After medically getting themselves, they will still attribute everything back to religion.
They
say my pastor did. And you've forgotten that you've been going for checkups, you've been taking medicine and everything.
See another thing now that it makes you understand that this whole miracle thing is a facade. Rabies is once rabies symptoms start coming out, is 100% almost actually 100% fatal. Once you start having symptoms of rabies.
Yes.
Not once have I seen any pastor cure anybody of rabies.
Come to think of it, it's true. It's true. I haven't.
Or is God not able to cure rabies?
It's true.
Do you know most of these miracles there are things that people have actually recovered from without even praying. Okay, you see someone that has something like kidney disease and you ask him to pray to God. To go to NSPD, to go to church, to go to this and that, to pray. What am I praying for? If I'm not getting that health care I need, what am I praying for?
You leave your dialysis you're supposed to be doing.
Don't you understand?
You're not be praying.
I leave my dialysis hospital.
You go to pray.
Maybe what thing they happen? Maybe the kidney just repair overnight.
Religion has really been overemphasized.
Honestly,
and just like I don't know if you know Karl Marx. You used to hear of Karl Marx. He's a German philosopher. I think 18. He was born around 1818 and died around 1882. He said religion dulls the pain of the oppressed.
Yes.
And why this is true? Is that because those people at the top, those pastors or bishops or imams or whatever, they will come, they'll be preaching you, don't worry, put it in God. And these people now, you won't walk towards that thing. You just place everything on, don't worry, to be okay. But then, behind the scenes, they know what they're doing.
I can understand that, you are believing God for a miracle. Good.
Are you walking towards it?
Are you walking towards that miracle?
Faith without work is dead.
Even the Bible says, you talk and read. Say this faith now without work is dead. Okay, I'm telling you I'm having a genetic disease. You're asking me to come for one online prayer. What common sense, what do you think is going to happen in the online prayer now that the doctors have not tried yet? Oh, I'm going to sleep one day and wake up and all of a sudden something like genetic is going to just go like that.
You just disappear overnight.
You are here.
Imagine you're having cancer. Okay, imagine you're having cancer of the breast or you're having cancer of the brain. You just overnight, after going to NSPDC or whatever they call
The
it.
cancer will not vanish. You could not vanish.
You don't vanish. You there you're
Like, do you know if it's overnight, it's going to be a very big mystery. But most of these miracles now, over time, like after like a month, 2 months, then they'll come and be like, oh, God don't heal.
They don't go hospital now. They don't go hospital to go treat
They've been
themselves.
treated.
They don't go hospital to go treat themselves now. So,
Okay, now all those times that those things were happening, when you're at home doing nothing, and you don't woke up one morning and discover that you are free.
so
You were going to the hospital, you were being treated.
I don't really take it seriously. You see religion. I don't
And
really
now,
take it seriously.
aside this whole thing of keeping the society in check, second thing is money. That is why the religion is there.
Yes.
And that is where exploitation comes in.
Exactly.
Because now, nobody is doing this not to gain. Because at the end of the day, now money everybody find. Because, okay, now tell me what the parts of this, all those many private jets they do. All those exotic cars.
Just move out wherever you're. Just move out from your house. You can count how many churches along the way.
You go tell me, say na pride of the flesh. I be all those ones.
Okay.
But now you get the full pride for us. Now you get many motors for us. Okay, man, the summer now. Do you know one thing I like about these people that are these general overseers?
Mm-hmm.
They make their members believe poverty is Christianity. Once you are poor, you are a good Christian.
You're a good Christian, exactly.
They make me believe that once you have money, we are more open to temptations.
They use that religion. They use it to check your own character, not your own, no, not their own, just your own.
That's why check most people that are always talking down on rich people. They are Christians that are poor.
Good.
Because
Yes.
they believe that when you are poor, you have these pastors, they use Bible to justify whatever evil they are doing. They will come and tell you that proverb Jesus said that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than to this man to go to heaven. But then they are rich.
They are rich. Mm-hmm.
They get money.
Mm-hmm.
Their members poor. Yes. Their members want to get money. Even those that have the money, they are always trying to contribute to the church. What is the pastor contributing to the same church?
What is it contributing?
He's just receiving. Okay, they also tell you this: blessed are the humble, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. You never, since when they born you never even inherit your father's company.
And this same thing you're saying, if when you come into a church, do you know that there are stratas, there are how will I call it? There are groups.
Yes, now
they are divided. They
you
have
don't get money. You want to
go front.
Who they want go front?
You go. Now they go bond you.
I'm not your seat the way they want to stand for.
What if they want for pastor? Now for back you go sit down.
So that's if you go sit chair for back. Sometimes if you don't sit chair for back, you go upstairs.
You go stand.
You go step upstairs. If upstairs dey. Those when they contribute for the church, they will snap.
Now those people, they don't the sweet church. They don't the sweet church. Come on, say they want to sleep, or they know.
That is why I tell you. They have weaponized this religion so much that person when the sweet church believes they go first who they snap up front well.
Okay, I have a first-hand experience. A very popular church here in Oka, and the wife, she drives a very good car, and same as the pastor, that's the general overseer. And I was out. I went out. So the members, all of them came sharing these pamphlets. They were sharing. So as I came, it began raining. So there was a shelter. I just stood beside here because that was where I was. So immediately it began raining. They were sharing it and they left. We on the rain. The pastor's wife came, stopped, looked at them, greeted them, and continued going where she was going. So the other girl was like, "Ma, let us." She said, "No." She just wind up and zoomed up, and I laughed. I said, "See this one." So.
And the worst part about this whole thing is they did not realize what is happening to them. You understand?
They have been given that doctrine.
Because there's this fear of if I speak, I will go fire or God will be angry with me. See, bro, the truth is, at the end of the day, most of these Christians, why they can't speak against whatever is happening, or maybe what they are not okay with, is because the same Bible also said, "Do not judge."
So that you will not be judged. In fact, they're using that Bible to do.
That is the problem. And now, when you try to point out something that is not okay, they'll still quote that part of remove the peck in your eyes.
Before you
Peck is in my eye, man, they see peck when they your eye. I will tell you, after come out when they your eye, leave the one when they my eye, but that one when they eye come out.
Not true. Yes.
After you get problem, make I see your own tell you now. As not in my own now, I beat you. Now me want tell your own problem now. Okay now, you are saying I should remove the peck in my eye. What will that peck do that affect me for that eye where it is? Maybe you see, why not tell me?
This is one of the reasons why the Western world is far ahead developed than us. And they are the one that brought this into here. This is why the Western world is far more developed than us. And this religion of stuff it thrives more in Christian religion. I was born in the north.
It's not just Christianity. Even the
Muslim, but it's not much. I was born in the north, so I know how it works. Muslims, it's not really like that. But you see, Christian is very hard. It's very harsh.
Well, I feel like most Muslims are extremists. Some of them are extremists. Let me not say most. Some of them are extremists. But then there's one question I always ask. These guys brought us Christianity, right? But then in that Bible, most of the things that happen in the Bible happened in Africa.
Yes.
You see Egypt that were pursuing the Israelites.
Ethiopia.
How come the Egyptians, this current Egypt that we have now, they don't have any record of these things happening? This Pharaoh that is pursuing the Israelites, and when they pursue Israelites won't go another place. And now, if you check most of these countries or cities that are in the Bible, most of them are not even Christians.
They are Muslims.
Currently. You see, you take Israel, Jerusalem,
Jordan, Palestine.
Yeah, you can just say maybe Rome is the one that I can feel like, okay, they are Christians. Where the Catholic Church.
Rome is like an Orthodox or something.
Yes, So, and I'm not understanding how we are not the one giving them this Christianity ideology. Why are they the one? Okay, now look at them now. They are almost going against the whole thing Christianity stands for. You see them embracing same-sex marriage, and they're embracing different things that
instead of building big churches and power and campground, you see them, they're building industries. They are going on scientific exploration. They are improving technology.
Let me ask this thing now. See, China. Yes. They are not big on Christianity, but see how far developed they are. Are you telling me God knows
yes.
God knows look all those things.
Yes.
Or are we not even thinking to ourselves that, okay, wait too. Maybe not with this Christianity they really push the country. Maybe not just another this thing when they want.
I don't know if you've watched some of these videos. Like, not even watch. If you look over there, like somewhere like China, you see a little boy as old as 5 years. He does that to the repair. He does that to the mobile phone. But come here now, they don't give a buy. We pray.
They bust tears.
They bust tears. Why?
So sometimes I go look and say, this boy now when they bust these tears now, what you don't see for life?
What you don't see
when they can cry?
Exactly.
I need to understand which problem now you don't face at this your young age. Or because is they concerning that at this your young age now, you don't cry, they shout, they pray. What do you want to do when you don't grow? When you don't actually face life problems? What do you want to do? You go well with that now. You go line up on ground. I don't understand most of all these Christians. And what now observe is they are so quick to defend.
Very quick. And
their pastors, their daddies.
You don't try attack them. Me, I've done it, and like all of them, they will mount on you. They are going to mount on you.
You know what they do? I know they comment. I know they do any comment section, go comment anything. Why? Because I don't see the use. I'm not gonna change you. If you like, they believe what you believe. See, you know sometimes if you hold them to, they'll be like, don't worry. When you go and fight, they'll be like, If it happen. Because, bro, you not be they scare me. The word is hard enough.
The word is really hard.
My point to think about it, I will go after that. Make my spirit think that one later. If I get spirit, may think later.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For now, if my spirit not intervene right now, why are they alive? Nothing concern me
at all.
With that set limit.
At all.
Because think about it. But if you are telling me, oh, on the last day, you go heaven, they'll go judge you.
No, the ones who do bad for earth, they go hellfire.
Yes,
the ones who do good,
they'll go heaven. So your spirit go they burn. Good. Now, what concern me? Is my spirit doing anything to me right now?
Not right now.
You get okay now. Waiting on that day now where they will judge my spirit now. Waiting they will say my spirit don't do for me as I did like this now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Because our body does that.
My body don't suffer.
The body don't suffer that day.
It don't go. It don't die.
The spirit now way.
My spirit turn now. Okay now my spirit now go to suffer for what body do. How fair is that judgment?
If you ask them, they'll tell you it's your spirit that's making you live.
No, it's my brain.
But if you check science, it's your heart. Your heart and
my
your
brain, my heart, my brain really control my heart.
Your central nervous system and your five organs.
Because at the end of the day, man, if you die, actually, if your brain shut down, my say don't die.
Now you don't die now.
So where my spirit come different everything?
Really?
Why my spirit not be there alive? Why my brain they take rest?
Exactly.
But no, you want make I believe. Say I get soul inside body. Why they? You they play with me. See, I believe who don't die go.
If you don't die, you don't die. You don't die. You don't finish.
Because now you try to tell me now, saying I'll go heaven because I lie. But animal, no, you know, because animal.
Yes, now, yes.
Because I don't get sensible animal.
Yes.
Don't play with me.
No.
Don't try and beg. At the end of the day, but I just feel like whatever. The reason why I don't go against Christians is because I feel like at the end of the day we need this hope to push through. You understand? So we need something that will give us this
religion and again religion just the most important and vital aspect of religion. If I will believe on is that religion puts us on check.
Yes.
It puts us on check.
And that was another good thing I like about the religion thing is that it gives us this glimmer of hope that okay, we still have purpose. We have a purpose in this world. You understand? And I think that is a good thing. Take out the part of you go get fire. You enjoy religion.
Yes.
You get. Take out that fire thing when we talk.
All those fire.
You enjoy the whole ideology of religion and how it works. Then, but make we as Africans take that religion as secondary. First things first, development
and work.
Don't be saying you go day church from Monday to Saturday.
People when they go church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
You don't get work.
You don't get work, but every day they go
and
church.
And you pray for breakthrough. When the breakthrough, now you go finally break.
No.
Now you go break eventually. Because when you not people to job, what did it mean for you?
So, I hope you guys understand all what you said.
And if you don't understand, take a deep reflection in yourself.
Yes. You had it. So religion is not really it. It's what matters is work and productivity. So thank you very much. See you another time soon.
Thank you.